What is going on, Babylonians? It's me, Songs of Rage, and I'm here with another video to the channel to you. Now today we are going to be going all the way back to Battlefield 2042, and the reason why is because I have been picking this game up a lot more recently, especially with the release of Season 2. I did actually mess about with it a little bit more with Season 1, mainly because that was part of the Ultimate Edition that I did back around about this time last year. But Season 1 was a little bit on the better side. I was actually enjoying myself a lot, especially with the new map, and Season 2 and the new map for Season 2 has genuinely encouraged me to be able to play this a lot more, and I'm really enjoying my time that I'm having in Battlefield 2042. Is it the same as all the other times? No, probably not, but that's not what you're here to be able to listen to. Today we're going to be covering about grenade launchers and do they pose a problem when it comes to multiplayer in Battlefield 2042. Now before we go any further, make sure you have dropped a like and a subscribe, it really does help the channel out, and let's get right into it. Alright, so first and foremost, we need to be able to look at the different types of launchers, and the one that really causes a problem in the community, we might as well start with that one. Now, what we need to do is be able to look at the M16, which is a rifle that gets unlocked when you complete a certain challenge in-game, and when you manage to complete it by using, most of the time people use this SFAR to be able to get that, or basically the SCAR if you're a gun enthusiast, but if you use that gun, that technically covers most of the points on this, so therefore you can go just pretty much over time just unlock the M16. Now the M16 pretty much across stats seems to be the better of the rifles so that to be able to be brought into this game, and most of the time I will go with this rifle because it feels the most consistent, it feels the easiest for me to be able to play, and it really does fit my playstyle. Now the reason why this is kind of controversial is because of the underbarrel attachments that have come with the M16 when it's been released. Now first and foremost, the main one that's really doing the rounds at the moment is the M320 LVG, and this is an underbarrel 40mm grenade launcher with low velocity jump up rounds. The reason why this is a problem is on paper it doesn't sound like an issue because it has like a jump up, kind of almost like an airburst or like a bounce around a corner kind of functionality. So instead of it being on impact, it relies on a little bit of a timer or being able to bounce off that wall first to be able to prime it, and then it will detonate from there. The reason why this is a problem is because it is bypassing Irish's special ability. Now Irish does come with one of the abilities to be able to put down something similar to like a trophy system, which is supposed to detonate and destroy pretty much all projectiles that will be coming your way. This does work with smoke grenades, it works with all the throwables that you can do, it works with pretty much every single one of the other grenade launcher attachments. What it doesn't work with is this LVG attachment, which means that basically just kind of nullifies that one character because everyone does run this attachment, this type of grenade launcher, and it's able to bypass the one weakness that it does have, and it's able to get a lot of kills. Now in the videos in the background you will be seeing some clips where I've been able to get some really nice kills with this, and most of the time this is a way for me to be able to soften up the objective to be able to start making my push. Now I do feel that this is pretty much the reason why grenade launchers do exist in the game. Most of the time they do tend to get a bit overlooked because you do when it comes to like shooting, you do want to be able to swap to something that mitigates some recoil to be able to make it a little bit easier so you can get your shots on target. But when it comes to such an attachment like this where it has no downsides and just gives you a grenade launcher, and this grenade launcher is very effective at being able to get kills, it just kind of makes sense to be able to always rock this. Now there are other types of grenade launchers when it comes to this game. Now, in fact, one of the other ones is definitely going to be the HE rounds, which are going to be your ones that will be able to detonate on contact after a little bit of a priming time. And these ones are still very lethal. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they've got like a reduction in power or anything like that. But the LVG just seems to have that much more consistency factor in being able to get that one-shot kill. Now, of course, you could be that one player that decides to be able to run pretty much every single one of the grenades when it comes to this game, and you can go for high explosive, and you can go for the LVG. Now, fortunately, when it comes to the M16, it doesn't have another offensive grenade launcher. It does have access to a smoke launcher, and it does have access to an underbarrel shotgun, so you're only going to be able to have those two, but that does equate to around about either 6 or 8 grenades that you're able to fire before you have to rely on ammo boxes. But then you can also take in another additional smoke grenade launcher as your tactical ability, which we'll be covering a video on that as well because I genuinely think that is one of the better items to be able to take into this game. But that is a lot of firepower, that is a lot of explosive rounds that you can put downfield, and it really does actually decimate some of the enemy forces, especially if you can get your aim nice and true. Now, do I think this is a problem in every single game mode? I don't. I think this kind of thing is absolutely essential when it comes to tight corridors. I think it comes down great, especially in Breakthrough. Breakthrough is probably the best mode to be able to have this because everyone's kind of like grouped up, and on the new map, to be able to go with Stranded, it genuinely does wreck house with this. You kind of can put yourself at a disadvantage if you are running an assault rifle and you're not taking in the LVG, or maybe it's because you haven't unlocked it just yet, but as soon as you get this unlocked, it's pretty much the be-all and end-all when it comes to meta weapons, when it comes to breakthrough on Stranded. Outside of that though, if you start going towards Conquest, or you try doing other maps, so ones that are a little bit more exposed, like Kaleidoscope for example, it doesn't really have that much of an effective kind of use to it. Yes, sure, it can still get the kills. Yes, sure, it's still able to soften up buildings from the outside going in, or from the in going out, but it doesn't quite work. It's almost like the layout of the map kind of hinders it in a sense, as in like maximizes its true potential compared to something like Breakthrough, where everything's all funneled into one section. I think when it comes to the controversy around this item, I do think that it's currently in a healthy state, but the only thing it needs to be done is to get that bug fixed where Irish's trophy system will pick up on the item and it will destroy it when it's in its flight path, whether it's already bounced or whether it's not. I think if that was broadcast to the player base, like maybe it can be destroyed when it hasn't bounced, so it's not been primed, but when it gets bounced, then maybe it doesn't pick up, or something along those lines. If there was a way to be able to, so the player base knew how to be able to play around it, or knew how it kind of interacted, I think that would be healthy, and I think that would probably be the only fix that we'd actually need when it comes to this item. What I don't want to see is to be able to see EA or DICE or just anyone in general to be able to see that this is a problem. It's getting a lot of kills, and to be able to nerf it all the way into the ground to the point of we can't see grenade launchers ever again in the meta. Because I do think that they are a useful item. I do think they're great for being able to soften up objectives for you to be able to actually push into them. So therefore, I do think if they took away any of the lethality compared to some of the rounds on here, I think I would be a little bit saddened. Outside of the LVG grenades though, everything else is pretty healthy when it comes to the grenade launcher. I don't see anyone complaining about when it comes to the HE side of things. When it comes to the smoke grenades, I'm a massive fan of this. I genuinely love having the smoke grenade under attachment, and it's definitely one of the 3 choices I do take on my M16 to be able to push into an objective. So I can use my LVG grenades to be able to soften up where people have fell down. I can then use my smoke grenades to be able to push forward into the objective to be able to then start doing the capping. The only other one that's slightly different to this is the incendiary grenades when it comes to the Safar, and on paper I don't see an issue with the incendiary grenades. It's not like an instant kill weapon or anything like that, it's more of an area denial, and I think that's also in a fairly healthy state, even though I do wish the damage was maybe upped a little bit. That's just my personal opinion. I'm more than happy with currently keeping it as it currently stands. So anyway, that's my thought process when it comes to the grenade launchers in Battlefield 2042, and looking at the problematic LVG grenades when it comes to the M16. Let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on all the grenade launchers when it comes to this game. Are you a fan of using them? Do you absolutely hate having grenade launchers in any kind of game? Or just let me know anything down in the comment section down below, and I'll be keen to hear your answers. Massive thank you to the Babylonian family, as always, for their continued support. Massive thank you for making your way to the end of the video. If you didn't already know, we do have a Discord server, so make sure you do click that link that's found in the comment section down below to be able to get yourself over, and we'd love to be able to have you over there to be able to have healthy discussions like this. And that just leaves me to say, keep yourself safe, keep yourselves well, and I'll see you all on our next video.